and they are honest confessions of a chief technical officer who I am now. Next slide. I confess that I was very much confused at your age. It's normal, right? Not many people say that you should have focus, you should have your destination in your mind and a goal in mind and objective and this and that. It happens, right? It's quite common at this age that you're confused where you want to go in life, how you want to go in life, what do you want to do, where it takes. You have all the energy, and this is your period of your coming out of your comfort zone into you are being exposed to the world, the harsh environment around. I wanted to be a doctor, I guess, when I was in my 10th or 11th or 12th, because many of my friends were going for SSR tutorials, neochem tutorials, this and that, so I also went along with them. I did serious work there. Then I realized I might get into this MBBS. So me and my friend Sandeep, we went to write this NEET. At that time it was MSET, and we decided not to write because what if we get through? We didn't want to get into doctor because later we realized that becoming a doctor is not easy. Like, you have to study a lot. I mean, who wants to study a lot? I didn't want to study a lot at that particular age. बस हो गया यार, BSc कर दिए, खत्म हो गए, जॉब करें, निकल गए, बात की बात देखें. Then I saw somebody who was like really a good agriculturist, so I wanted to become an agriculturist also. After my 12th, I went and even wrote an entrance for Konkan Krishi Vidyapeeth, which is there in somewhere in Ratnagiri district. You probably not know it, right? So entire intermediate went on moving from one place to other, then roaming around, watching movies, this and that. We didn't realize that even marks were important. So after my intermediate, I wanted to become agriculturist, like something like BSc agriculture. Good, I mean fancy. Who wants this BSc physics here? Everybody's doing it. So I went to Konkan Krishi Vidyapeeth all alone in a train with my friend. He had no clue what is going on. I had no clue what is going on. Went there, applied, and luckily the results were announced on the same day. So I was pretty much confident. I mean, where this doesn't even show off on the map of India, damn it, who's gonna come in this place? I'm gonna do my BSc agriculture for sure. So I was happy, I was sitting, and then I enjoyed the scenic beauty of Konkan. I said, wow, if I'm here, my entire 3 years will go like this. And the best part is I'll be out of my house finally. But unfortunately, I lost by 1 mark. And I was very sad. यार ये 1 mark किधर गया मेरा? Where did I miss this 1 mark in my intermediate? I realized that 1 mark I missed it. It was from my physics practice. I hate physics to the core. God knows who invented it. God knows what this physicists do in their life, but they make our life miserable. Schrodinger's wave equation, this, that, वो तो chemistry में आया है. ठीक है चल यार, नहीं चाहता. Unfortunately, I mean, I became a microbiologist instead. See, I wanted something fancy, that much I knew. I didn't want that BSc just as a BSc, I want some tag to it. So probably I thought agriculture आ गया तो चलो देख लेते हैं, कुछ भी मिल जाए, बाजू आ जाए, ऐसा normal न रहे. Then I did my MSc, BSc microbiology, MSc microbiology. Then I did my MTech, and then I went to do my PhD in microbiology as well. So from a place where I didn't want to study from my graduation to a place where I did the pinnacle of the education, PhD, I don't know what is there beyond this. Neither I have patience nor anything to even know what is beyond this. why I ended up here. But one thing I can tell you for sure, that when I did my BSc microbiology, trust me, I fell in love with this subject. Right? I just fell in love with this subject. Small microbes, microscopes, this, that, and all. Wow, something new, something unseen, yet present. So I went on studying, and to my surprise, and also the surprise of the university, I stood first rank in MSc microbiology and second rank in that. But trust me, first lesson learned in my life is, if you do something, if you love something what you're doing, you will not actually put efforts, you will start enjoying what you're doing. Next one please. Then I taught for a couple of years along with Nanda, 1994 to 1997. The same time I did my MTech also. 1998 or 1999, I joined as Myco Life Science Research Center, Tawalwadi, Jalna. Okay? So, hardcore microbiologist, joining a plant, my dream of getting somewhere into agriculture, chalo, done, let's do something. So in Myco I was responsible, I was the youngest of the lot, hierarchy wise and also experience wise, because that was my first job after my post graduation. So I joined there, I had lot many degrees, but in that organization I had to start from the scratch. Trust me, the days were tough, right? And when you are new, everything is your responsibility. It all started from washing damn glassware. At that time, it was a conservative research, so companies, they didn't believe in disposables like what we do, they believed in reusables. So washing glassware and this and that, my boss was, God bless him, may his soul rest in peace forever. Swaroop Mukherjee, name was good, but a crooked fellow. If I used to wash a glassware, he used to say, why are you washing it like this? You have to put the brush like this. I said, God damn, if I put the brush from this side or this side, how that is gonna make a difference? But trust me, those things I never took it to heart. Right? He might be my boss, but he taught me life lessons right there. Right? If you are a scientist and if you are not, if you don't know how to wash a test tube what you have used, be prepared for another corona outbreak here or there. You might forget something and something might happen. So Myco Life Science Research Center, I studied, I can say studied also. Because in my graduation and post-graduation, am I audible? Or should I stand in one place? It's fine. So basically, I learned a lot at Life Science, Myco Life Science Research Center. I owe my credit to them, right? I learned everything right from plasmid isolation to putting the gene in bacteria, to putting that gene in a plant, to growing the plant in a lab, to taking the plant in the field, bringing the leaf in the lab and doing the bioassay. So trust me, right from isolation of Bacillus thuringiensis from the soil, taking out that damn Bt gene from it, putting it into various plasmids, seeing it how it works, identifying it, scanning hundreds of cells, hundreds of bacterial clones for the right gene, putting the gene into plant, it was tough, right? For me, it was a God-given opportunity because what I was doing in Myco Life Science Research Center Probably the scientist working in that particular center was also not exposed to all the areas of research I was. I didn't realize that Dr. Swarup Mukherjee was shaping me there to do something big in that particular organization. Everything was set. I was married, my wife was in Hyderabad, I was in Jalna, enjoying the bachelor's life. Asmat. Okay? I was enjoying my bachelor's life in Jalna and things were going on very smooth. I thought, Myco Life Science Research Center, here I come, and I'm going to retire in this particular place, and that's it. Suddenly one day I thought of getting my bike to Jalna because commute was really like 15-16 kilometers. I said, let's take the bike and go there and come back. I took my bike, went there 1 month happily, went past by. Then one fine day I took my bike and I was just coming back. The bulb of the bike, it got fused. It was pitch dark and I hit a buffalo. On that day I realized why this damn buffalo is black in color. Why don't they put a radium sticker to it when it is moving in the light? I broke my hand and came to Hyderabad. Damn, again back to square one with a broken hand and all that stuff. Then probably I went back to Myco. They said your job, you will get confirmed only after 3 months more. In fact, I had spent in all the departments, everybody gave me A++. Broken hand, my confirmation got delayed by 3 months. I said, thank you very much, God bless you, I don't want to continue here. So I resigned that job, came back to Hyderabad. Then I joined a company called Unisankyo. Okay? Now, there is a story to this Unisankyo also. Before getting into Myco, I got into Unisankyo as assistant manager. See, that old worms in my body which were craving for agriculture, I went there and I came back to Unisankyo. Instead of joining at assistant manager, I joined at executive. Back to square one, back to zero. Right? But I didn't lose my heart over there. Whew. Again, it was time to prove myself in Unisankyo. Unisankyo, there is a unique story. I am an environmental microbiologist by my research. I was allergic to one effluent, effluent, industrial waste effluent. I was allergic to one effluent of 150 effluents I have studied. The moment I stepped in Unisankyo, it was that effluent which I was allergic to. I said, God, can't you give me some more? I mean, put me in a position where I can also enjoy my life over there. But however, I know how I survived. Every day my fingers used to get swollen up. I used to take Avil and things went on and on and on. Over a period of time, like 3 months, I got used to it. Okay. In Unisankyo, I was promoted 3 times in 2 years. One thing I knew, whatever you throw at me, I'll play that ball. Right? So I was into their research and development, R&D, small room, all files, dust here and there, and I saw my first balance, Dhona balance, what you have. That was my first equipment in my life in Unisankyo, rusty, dead almost, everything gone. So my first few days I had opened up that Dhona balance. I don't know how many of you have observed. It's there in your preparatory room. I opened it up, cleaned it up, the bulb went, so I went to market, took that bulb, put it, fixed it, and it was up and running. I was full happy. I said, finally I have something in my life which works for me. Then I started working on various projects at Unisankyo. I was working on probiotics, so I started working on fermentation and all that stuff. In your Books you might have seen a fermenter, a vessel, a good one like this, then there is a jacket, then there is a propeller, there is outlet, inlet, impeller, this, shaft, this, that. Interesting, looks impressive. The moment you step into industry, fermenter is in a room where there is steam everywhere. In Hyderabad, steam you can imagine. So some pipe is hissing from there, some pipe is hissing from there, some water is flowing, some here, there. It is not that what you see in the book. In reality, it is a monster. Okay, 1,000 liter monster, pressurized monster. If you put a pin, it will blast open everything, whatever is around you. An old monster is there, Japanese monster is there in front of me. I said, wow, this is what we studied. It looked so beautiful in the book, and in reality, it was like that. So there my knowledge came into place. I studied lot many things with that fermenter. I wanted to make some change, but management said, you can't do it on this 1,000 liter. You do it on a pilot reactor. Who knows where was the pilot reactor? I went to search the pilot reactor, asked some old guys in the company. Yeah, some Japanese guy, he got one pilot reactor which is there in the backyard. I said, okay, backyard. Backyard was scrapyard. I said, thank you, God. Thank you very much. Then company gave me one crack fellow along with me. अरे चल यार जाते हैं. जा सर, मैं नहीं आता, आप देख लो क्या करने का. कौन जाता कचरे में वहाँ पे? प्लीज भाई कुछ तो कर. Then I told my wife, next 15 days I'm not coming home. I'm going there. Went with a pair of t-shirts, shorts, toothbrush, towel, everything to the company. Sat in front of that junkyard, realizing what am I going to do for next. I mean, this is my job. I'm in the R&D. I asked budget. They said scrapyard. So with the help of that person, segregated things from the scrapyard, got burns, cuts here, there, snakes, God knows what bit, what came, crawling, flying, everything. But finally we did something, we isolated certain things. Then I said there are things which I can use, there are things which I cannot use, there are things which I need is new. So got some sensors, got this, got bulb, got couple of O-rings and other things. Designed a pilot reactor the way I wanted to design, the way I was taught to design a pilot fermenter. I did that. Trust me, it was tough. There I even welded. I loved welding, so I even welded there, pipes and tubes and this and that. Then finally company became little liberal on me, and he said, okay, this part of the production area is yours. So finally I got a place, I got it tiled the way I wanted, right? So I built an area, pilot reactor and all that stuff, and built it over there. Not many days, it was only calculations. God damn, I hate mathematics, but it somehow comes up and stands in front of you and says, here I am. So all that stuff was done, dimensions, measurements, this, that. Finally built a beautiful reactor over there. Then there were some leakages which we addressed, and finally we started operating those on the terms and conditions I wanted. Why I am repeating is this. Many fermenters which are available in the market, they are designed as per common. Say like it's a bike or a bicycle. You get a bicycle at home, right? First thing you do is adjust the seat, adjust that, whatever you want to do, you do it and then you use it. Fermenters are like that. Not many people know this side of the life and that side of the life. They don't know both the sides of the life. Because I being coming from a microbiology, studying biotechnology, knowing all these things together, I know the fermenter is something which is designed for the bacteria. It is not the other way around. You bring a bacteria and put it in the fermenter. No. You understand the bacteria and then you design the fermenter the day you do it or the day you know what exactly you are doing, you will know how difference does it make. So first few days I only studied couple of things. What is the oxygen uptake rate? What is the glucose uptake rate? What is the change of pH? What is the change in this? What is the mass transfer? What is the starting point? What is the ending point? Titration, this, that. All couple of days went in that. My only objective in my life was to build a pilot plant which is designed as per the bacteria but not designed as per design purpose, and people would like to throw over. Then finally I built this pilot plant, and this pilot plant, trust me, touch wood, it gave me yield more than their parent 1000 liter reactor. Understand the economics. My pilot plant is like 200 liters. Main reactor is 1000 liters. So the yield per gram productivity of bacteria of that particular pilot plant was much more than that of the neighbors. Because it was designed in a particular specific, the quality was good. Quality was good, the pricing was higher. So that was my success in this. Right? Then I was moved again to protein purification. Again, absolutely nothing. There also I started working with hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin. It was very tough to pronounce when I was there, but I worked on human chorionic gonadotropin, which they call it as HCG, then follicle stimulating hormone. Then I designed a purification process where that product is still in the market. They are selling it. In Unisankyo, I was customer for Millipore. Millipore is a filtration company. So Millipore used to manufacture these ultrafiltration membranes, disc membranes, water purification systems, and so on. So I was the one who was using their ultrafiltration membrane for some application. So God knows who saw. They saw that this particular product from Millipore is being sold only in 2 places in the world. The other place being Hyderabad, Unisankyo. So this, their R&D in US, they thought, okay, let's investigate why is this guy buying this particular product. Then they came to me, they saw what I was doing. I was actually doing protein fractionation using that, and they got interested. Then their R&D head said, why don't you join Millipore? Because you have used a membrane for a purpose which it was not designed for. Trust me, people working in scrapyard, they only do that. They use something for some purpose which it was not designed for. So I was working on that, and then I joined Millipore. Millipore happened to be one of the best areas in my life because now I am on the other side of the table. I was working for a pharma company. Now I am working for a company which supports a pharma company in Millipore. Instead of working in one pharma company, I was working in thousands of pharma companies with their R&Ds right away. Right? So this particular jump, I was there, worked in Millipore for almost 11 years in the scope of R&D and all that stuff. But one thing I learned in Millipore, that people will value you only if they see a value in you. Are you getting? I think I'm not going too philosophical over here, but that's the rule, that's the fact of life. People will only value you if they see value in you. So at Millipore, I was in R&D, but I was kind of a bridge between the sales guys and the marketing. So I started training the sales guys on the products, and that became a super hit globally. So I was one of the 10 scientists across the world selected for preparing training modules for the sales guys. So from a place, R&D, into lab, into this, into a commercial R&D, coming to a place where I started supporting people, and that's where people saw a value in R&D. Most of the time R&D are like untouchables, They don't speak with anybody, they don't talk with anybody, they don't do anything. They are like conservative people. Right? There is a saying, any accountants here? How do you find an accountant in a group? A person who is constantly watching his lace is an accountant. How do you find an extrovert accountant in a group? A person watching is an extrovert accountant in a group. Because they are like fixed like this. They don't see the world around. I'm sorry. So, scientists are also like that. Right? They are very good communicators with themselves. They think they are doing a path-breaking breakthrough here and there, and they don't speak with anybody. This secret, top secret here, there. We haven't done, as Indians, we haven't done anything significant in science so far. I am sorry to say, even if I am standing right in front. What we can do is a jugaad. We are very good at it. Give us something. Yeah, here we are. If you really studied microbiology, if you really studied history of biotechnology, have you studied history of biotechnology? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I mean, don't be afraid of her. I was when I was your age. Just don't think that she is there. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. What did you study? Please read it as a novel once again. You will remember it for your life. All those scientists, Robert Koch and this and that, they all belong to one particular era, and they communicated with each other. They helped each other. Right? So communication happens to be one of the most important things in research and development. If you are walking somewhere and if you have a problem in your leg, if you don't discuss it with somebody who knows how to treat it, you know what I'm saying. Even the biotechnology what we are talking about today would not have existed without physics. Yes or no?
Yes.
माइक्रोस्कोप नहीं बनता तो किसको देखते झांक के? मास स्पेक्ट्रोफोटोमेट्री अगर नहीं बनती तो हाउ डू यू आइडेंटिफाई दोज? स्पेक्ट्रोफोटोमीटर नहीं रहता तो ऐसे किसका करते? Trust me, this biotechnology is using what is available in the market. Electron microscopy, if that would not have existed, you don't even know how DNA will look like. Right? So we are a combination of all the subjects put into one particular place where we are what we are now. We don't know what happens in other subjects, what discovery would change the course of biotechnology today. So trust me, communication is the most important thing. Don't worry anybody would copy, anybody would do. You know it very well. What you grow in this class and in this class, these two are different things. Right? So trust me, be open, share your issues, challenges with people. Maybe you will be struggling, but they will know the answer just like that. So, gone 11 years, and in Millipore, it was a private company, US company, so you had to adopt yourself to whatever is the requirement. So, R&D, it was very simple, take a membrane, put bacteria, see this, everything was going on, new applications, this, that and all, like fine. Then I started training, so that also became my responsibility. Then technical support, so whatever the problems the pharma guys were facing, I said, okay, pass it on to me, let me see if I can do. So that was my basis. So I wore many hats in the company: R&D hat, marketing hat, training hat, technical support hat, and finally I'm left with no hair, so no problems at the end of it. So it was a fantastic experience. If you just type Merck Millipore, you will know what kind of products I might have gone through, right from a filter to something which goes in drug discovery. So, right? So pharma companies might be stuck with something. For them it might be a big problem. For me it might be small, because in technical support I see such problems day in, day out in my life. So then, education, hands-on, R&D, marketing, training, this, I was somehow becoming a total, 360 degrees, you may see, as far as the biotechnology is concerned. Then I joined IKS International. So this was a European company, got into India, established into India. So that became my expertise. Then I did the same thing for next one. Joined BioGuard Hygiene. It was a UK-based company into disinfectants. Got that company into India, established. So from lab to addressing a commercial, techno-commercial, to establishing a company, that's where my expertise was. And I was director for Asian English-speaking zone for BioGuard and so on and so forth. Now I'm working with Icon Biosystems as a CTO, Chief Technical Officer. That means I have to guide them in terms of their business, where to direct, how to direct, what side to grow, what side to keep a pause, and so on and so forth. In a nutshell, life has been fantastic, right? It gave me hurdles, but it also gave me success at the end of it. And as there has been no confusion of looking back, once I took a plunge in this particular industry, you just go ahead from those particular things, right? That's about next level. Next. So finally you can smile and think that confusion is a part of growing up. Confusion is a part of everybody's life. It's fine to be confused, right? But it is not fine to get lost. Do you know the difference? Being confused is okay, getting lost is not. Being confused, sit down, take a pause, relook at what your resources are, your capabilities are, your strengths are, your weaknesses are, where you want to go, put it onto a graph, and then start working towards it developing in a particular way. Next, please. I can't say that I worked smart enough, but I can still say that yes, you need to be smart enough to work in the area where you are working. You need to break your projects into small. You have to excel in academics. Remember my agriculture? That bloody 1 mark, I would kill somebody for that. Pursue extracurricular activities as well, because that will help you in developing a fire in you, wherein you can be open, you can go, you can talk, you can communicate. Trust me, communication is really important at this point in your career. I was always a backbencher. Front row's empty, comfortable. I have my own mind, my space, my cocoon was there at the back. Why? Because nobody would even see what he is doing. He can scribble, he can play tic-tac, you can do whatever you want to do. That was the where in the class my position was. But I can see a different world from there. What I cannot see from here. Take all the challenges what life throws at you. Don't buckle. don't run away from it at any point of time. Right? If you are not able to do it, in Millipore they used to say, if you want to fail, fail it early. If you want to fail it early. It's a big sentence. If you are working on something and if you are sure that it fails, kill it so that you don't waste your time, your energy, your efforts, everything, and you move on to something else. Next slide. This is the time when you are in this particular stage. You will be exposed to the external world now, right? So all you need to be is you need to be yourself, open to learn, take the challenges, learn new things, adapt, and move on. Now once you come out, this slide can be a little disappointing for you because of the numbers, right? 20,000 candidates for 250 applicants for 2 jobs. You are here crossing all these. You are written your NEET, you are written your entrance examination. What do you think the probability is? Much lesser than what I have put on here. Where are you right now? You are sitting in a particular place. You are sitting in world's fastest growing business segment, which is life science industries. Are you getting my point? Earlier there were options like I do PhD like me, like a cycle. Do a PhD, MSc, then MTech, then PhD, then this, then research, then what? At some point of time you need to take a call where I would like to go. Academics or industry? Industry is not sorry. Industry is not a very comfortable environment because it's a profit-making organization. So you need to adapt, change, develop, learn new skills, and that's where you go into. Next one. I really like this slide because these choices didn't exist when I did my MTech and came out, right? For us, it was only go to research, do this, and come out. Because, yeah, ego, right? Yes or no? You think this particular job, why should I do this job? I am MTech, I am biotech, I am this, I am that. Throw it off, damn it, out of your window. If you want to learn, if you want to excel, right? Right now you have opportunities in pharma, you have opportunities in research, which is quite obvious. Your opportunities in academics, fantastic. Those who are good speakers, those who can remember and tell, get into academics because that's really, people need good academicians like us. You have marketing, your retail, your net banking, you have insurance, real estate, media, God knows where and all. Trust me, you have many avenues for a biotechnologist to come out. In life science industry, you have Merck, you have Millipore, you have Sigma, you have Thermo, you have lot many. You have Biogen, you have Biocon. Biocon was considered as big. God knows there are many companies which are as big size of Biocon in India post-COVID. Next one. Yeah, this is a good slide. I like it. Even though there are 20,000 people applying for 250 jobs, 95% of these are hopeful. They arrive unprepared. Like me, I just walk in, find out what it comes, and they go. These 95%, they come, they go, so don't worry about it. So all you need to do is, you need to be prepared when you go for a particular interview. Do your homework. Not many people do homework when they come for an interview. They just walk in blank. Right? And when or people like me are interviewing, they would look for basics, but they would not look for easy answers for many things. I interviewed a PhD guy last month. I said, what did you do? He said, I did this. I said, how did you do? He said, I used plasmid prep from Kaizen. I used this media prep from this media prep from that kit from this kit from that. PhD किया या kit किया जिंदगी में? Unless you know what the logic is, whatever you are doing in PhD, your kit is good, but if you don't know what's happening, in a cation exchange you are exchanging anions, in an anion exchange you are exchanging cations. If you don't know this, damn it, then whether you use anion, cation, affinity, metal, whatever, is of no use. Because unless you know the logic behind it, you will not be able to use which one to use, where to use, how to use, and how to bring about a particular change in a particular process. So you need to be focused on what you want to do, one job at a time. Don't think too much, that would clutter your mind. Right? Right now, you're in final year. At least you should have decided कि भाई हाँ BSc MSc.
BSc.
Very good. At least by this time you should have decided like me करना है नहीं करना है. बहुत पढ़ लिए BSc हो बहुत हो गया यार और कितना पढ़ेंगे. That was my first thought when I was in my BSc that this is the end of my education. God knows. I never thought I would even continue beyond a particular point. So it is okay. Right? Even if you think this is what it is, it means I want to put a full stop and I want to start something new, fair enough. All you need is that attitude within you, wherein you are ready to change, accept, and learn. Next one. So does it mean sit back and relax? नहीं आता है ना चुप टाइम पास है गोज नहीं आता लाइफस्टाइल में मटी नहीं. What did you see in this picture? You know ant jokes? My son is laughing. You know ant jokes, right? What I see in this picture is a hard worker. What I am seeing in this picture is somebody who can lift 3 times its own weight. What I am seeing in this picture is somebody who can sense chemicals and build something. And next one. Hard work, perseverance, persistence, curiosity, learn to explore, teamwork. These are all what I see when I look at an ant. Right? I don't know how many of you have seen an ant's line going here and there. How many of you did like this to the line? I did it. To see what happens. That damn thing, one goes, comes back, other goes, comes back. Third one says he doesn't know what has happened, so he just walks through. Again, everybody walks through behind it. It's fantastic. It's teamwork. I don't know whether you have seen this or not. They carry one particular object, you give it to somebody else, he will take it from there, give it to somebody else, he will take it from that. It's interesting, damn it. How do these ants work like a team and build something phenomenal like an anthill? Discipline. You will not see any ant sitting like this watching TV, right? Someone, curiosity to learn, explore. Line is going like this, somebody like me will go this direction. Again it will come back. God knows what he has done or achieving in that direction, but it's really interesting to watch ants. I would watch them for hours together. And it's so satisfying. They have social binding. You hit one ant, 100 will come behind you and they will start ripping you apart. They think big. And the most important thing about ants, they don't quit. Right? If you put a stone in between their line, they'll cross the stone and they will go. You block that, you will go like this. If you do put water over there, they'll wait for some time, they'll go from some other room to that particular, but they will never quit. They are really smart workers. I like this particular statement. You are in an age where you need to just soak up the knowledge, whatever has been imparted to you. There is a famous saying, one's life should be like a sponge, wiping the past and absorbing the future. Right? So you should be like that. At this particular age, the more you read, the more you understand, the more it is better for your objectives, what you want to do. Next one. Perceive excellence. Right? This slide might be a little offensive to people. There's a cute little pig over there. Right? You know what is good about it? It says, God damn. I will do what I want to do. I will not listen to anybody, no matter what. A carefree, thick-skinned approach towards what it is doing, without caring about others. Next one. There are no shortcuts to success. Trust me. If you think we just got where we are just like that, by luck, by chance, no. You can get through once, twice. But most of the time, it's your sheer hard work, your sheer energy, and your perseverance to reach a particular point, never give up attitude will take you. I stay somewhere in Sailipur area. When I come through, there are many motivational boards in the place. Like in one place they say, it's very difficult to beat someone who never gives up. Right? I read that every day. How will you beat somebody who's not giving up that? One day or other day you will become weak and he will beat you for sure. So that's what you need to learn, that's what you need to inculcate in you. Never give up on whatever. Life is opening up, right? You have studied a lot of things, like so many books, so many these things, like chromatographies and this and that and HPLCs and UHPLCs, God knows what. There are molecules outside. What we know is only 1% of what is known to human being. Still 99% is unexplored, right? If you look at the education system is designed in a particular way where you can use what you have learned to find out something new. Did you ever imagine what you have studied? It can be used to find out something new. Why is antibiotic being taught to you? Because you can discover new antibiotics. Why is protein purification taught to you? Because you can design new processes for protein purification. Why enzymes are taught to you? Because you can design, you can grow, or you can produce new enzymes into the market. Why is immunology taught to you? Because you can make an immune system better. So always remember, whatever you have studied in your life has some implication at some point of time where you can add value to it. You can say we are just graduates right now. Trust me, that attitude should come right from your intermediate. Yes, I can bring about a change at a particular time. With education, you will not be able to do it. That attitude has to come in you that yes, I can do a change, no matter small. My next slide, please. That's a very profound statement. I not totally agree, but I have put it over there. Work at something you enjoy doing, right? How many times it happens, right? How many times it happens that you enjoy, actually you enjoy what you're doing. Many a times it is not the case. Trust me. So start learning, start to learn to enjoy what you're doing is the right phrase at this point of time. You're just young. You're just trying to finish from your graduation and moving into the world. So start to learn what you're doing would be more appropriate at this age than something you say, do something what you enjoy at this particular stage. You're still learning, you're still acquiring, you're into acquiring mode rather than you're doing something. In labs you have done experiments, right? क्या हो गया? एनर्जी डाउन हो गया? तो बोलो, हाँ? Yes or no? फिर से लो. अब क्या चाय पिलाएं? समोसा खिलाएं? Yes or no?
No, sir.
एक्सपेरिमेंट्स नहीं करें? क्या पूछा वो भी भूल गए? Trust me, girls. Whatever experiments you have done, you can improve on that when you go in industry. Industry works on a specific processes called SOPs, Standard Operating Procedure, right? So, but there are scopes of improvement everywhere. So the experiments what you did, you need to be innovative at some point of time. You need to take one step ahead and see why am I doing a particular. How many of you have used a pH meter? pH meter? Huh? Yes, no. pH कैसे देखा है?
ప్లాంట్ టిష్యూ కల్చర్ మీడియా పిహెచ్ ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నామా కళ్యాణి మేడం చేస్తే చూస్తుందిగా అలా ఎడ్డి మొహాలు పెట్టుకుని చూడలేదు
కదా? ऐसा क्या बड़ा पूछ दिया मैं तुम लोगों को इतना सीरियस हो गए सब लोग? अरे करे या नहीं करे? गुड. ऐसा रहे तो मैं भूल जाता हूँ यार क्या बोलना है. बड़ा रट्ट मार के आया हूँ यहाँ पे. What I am trying to say is, even the smallest experiment, you can learn. A learner doesn't need to have a good infrastructure. Even in a very bare minimum infrastructure, you can learn. You have learned a fantastic thing while adjusting the pH, right? Yes or no? What is that? Do you even know how to adjust a pH? You put that probe inside, it shows something like 5.6, 6.6. You add something to it, either it goes up or it comes down. What do you add? It goes up? Alkali. What do you add? It goes down? Acid. Fantastic. You might have seen the moment you add acid or alkali, it goes up, comes down and stabilizes. Right? If you stir it, it again goes up and again stabilizes. Earlier it was at 6, now it is at 6 point. You are actually studying mixing time. You are actually studying mixing time in there. You can find out what is the rate of change of pH after adding a particular thing and so on and so forth. When you go to industry, you have to adjust pH probably 1000 times a day. Are you going to add drop? You'll go mad, damn it, whole day. While in bus also you will come like this. There we count how much we are adding. Note the time what it is taking. I know when I am preparing a media, tris buffer pH 8.4 or 8.2, the pH will be 9. If it is 1 liter tris, I need to add 132 microliters of HCl, the pH will come back later. Simple. That 1.132 microliters can be 142 microliters in a different lab. But my lab, I have prepared the tris, I have prepared the HPL, so I know how much is to be added over there to get that. My time is done. I prepared it, 132, tuck, go out, do something, come back, it is 10, 8.2. Don't do anything blindly. I don't know how many of you have heard this. Yeah, that's a good one. Plan, think logical and analytical. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even the smallest job of adjusting pH can be interesting if you really are open to learn. And if you know how to control this, your life will become easier. Instead of spending half an hour to adjust the pH, you're done in no time. One time you might have to work hard because you are using the same HCl, same twist, same buffer every time. Right? Yes or no? Perfect. So plan and be honest. Trust me. This is something I keep it very close to my heart. Yeah, be passionate about what you do, right? Develop a hobby that will help you in learning new things, keeping your BP now low, and it will also help you with focusing on your work at a point of time. How many of you have learned a new hobby last year? Ek gansa, పొద్దునొస్తాం కాలేజ్కి వస్తాం రికార్డ్ బుక్ రాస్తాం ఇంటికి పోతాం పోతాం తింటాం పండుకుంటాం మూవీ చూస్తాం అయిపోతాం. If you are not able to manage your time, ladies, it's a tough thing. People say, I'm busy, I don't have time. Change your priorities. Just goddamn change your priorities that you have time for yourself. Otherwise, when you become my age, you will realize what you have missed in your life. Have time for a movie, have time for a party, have time for this, have time for that. Nothing's gonna change. One mark, damn one mark, yeah. That can change a life, but for good. I don't regret for that mark. I'm actually happy for that mark. Otherwise, I would have been somewhere, God knows where.